In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how we come back to art after we've had a long break. Hello, my name is Tracy Eastham. I'm an artist and founder of Art School by Subscription. And here on my YouTube channel, you'll find lots of videos around the three things which drive the work that I do, which is concept, experimentation, and making connections. The first thing I want to say is that you are not alone. If you've had a big break from art and you're feeling like you need to get back into it, but you're not quite sure how, most artists, including professional, established, famous artists, have breaks in their artwork, and sometimes they can be quite long breaks. For example, Louise Bourgeois famously had long periods without making any artwork, because she was raising family and dealing with some psychological traumas that she'd experienced. She came back to art and had huge success and recognition in her 70s and 80s after several periods without making artwork. So you're not alone. It's a very common experience. But it is hard to get back into the swing of things and to start making art again. So if you're feeling that pull, here's what I would advise. So the first thing is we need to just get started, and we need to start with something that's familiar or that's comfortable and easy for you. It's always difficult getting back into it, and over time we build up lots of blocks in our head as to why we shouldn't or can't make artwork. You know, and we put high expectations on ourselves, and we put lots of pressure on ourselves. So the first thing is to just start off with something that's easy and that's comfortable and that's familiar. And this will be different for everyone. It might be painting, it might be drawing, it might be collage, it might be messing around with clay, it might be taking photographs. You know, don't feel guilty about what it is that you want to do. For example, if it's something that's just quite crafty, for example, and you think, oh, this isn't proper art, as long as it's familiar and comfortable and easy, because we just need to get going again. If it helps to buy some nice new art materials, for example, if you want to go for watercolors, you know, maybe treat yourself to a nice new watercolor set if that helps, because we all know how easy it is to buy art materials. So if that helps you get into the swing of things a little bit, then by all means do that. When we're making those first little sketches, do treat them and think of them as sketches rather than as final pieces or final artworks. And I have a very useful slogan that I say, which is, this is not going on anyone's wall. You know, these first things that you make, no one ever has to see them. So don't treat them as finished final artworks. Treat them and think of them as sketches. So then you're not putting too much pressure on yourself if it goes wrong. Now, when we've done our first few sketches, it's important that we need to switch things up, because if we just carry on making what's comfortable and easy to us, then we're going to get into a rut, we're going to get bored again, and then we're probably going to dip into another long break, which will be hard to recover from. So yes, start with something easy, but then we need to challenge ourselves and we need to switch things up, or else we're just going to get bored. There's lots of ways that we can challenge ourselves. I mean, it really depends on what type of artist you are, but the catch-all for me is working from a concept, working from a theme, engaging in thinking about art a bit more and research around art. That's really going to feed your practice going forwards. So this can be difficult in itself, because after a long period without making art, maybe without even thinking about art, we don't have any ideas. We literally don't know where to start. So it can help to work from a given theme or project, and it can be even better if we do that in a small supportive community of artists as well, perhaps when we're making artwork alongside other people. So if there's a group that you can join, even if it's an online group or just some artist friends that you want to do this alongside, that can really help as well, to keep you accountable and keep you moving forwards, I've created a free downloadable resource which you can get from the comments section, which is me giving you a theme to work from. It gives you a theme, a concept, it gives you some background information, it gives you some starting points, some research suggestions, and it also even gives you a suggested deadline that you can work towards, because working to a deadline can help. It's not useful all the time. You know, as artists, we want to be quite free in the way that we make artwork, but we're in a particular mode here where we're getting started and it's challenging. So a deadline can actually help you keep you on track. You might have a concept that you want to work with already, you know, like the climate crisis, for example, or environmental destruction, or it could be something like identity, or, you know, maybe some memories that you want to work through, and that's fine. But if you haven't got an idea, or you feel like you just need something new and fresh, then do feel free to download that resource and work from that. One of the main things about working to a brief is, yes, it's going to give you new things to look at, new things to think about, but it's also going to encourage you to experiment. And engaging with experimentation is really important when we're coming back to artwork, to stop us getting into that rut that maybe got us into having a big long break from art in the first place. I've got some other videos which you can check out about being more experimental, more looser in our mark making and things like that. But all the while, just remember that we're in a developmental phase of our art, and these artworks, these sketches that we're making, don't necessarily have to go into a gallery or on anyone's wall. Give yourself room to make mistakes, to test things out, and to try things that you normally wouldn't. I'll finish just by saying that in my own art career, I've had my own breaks, and they've actually been really good for me in the whole. After every break, I've redecided to come back to my artwork, and it's been a very affirming decision. That's given me a lot of renewed energy into my art practice. It's been like a reconfirmation that, yes, this is something that I want to do. The breaks have fed me in various ways, and sometimes they've allowed me to make changes to my artwork, which has allowed me to be more, you know, to make work in a consistent way. So just around me here, I've got some examples of the different artwork that I've made. And it's good to change, you know, allow yourself to make different things that maybe you haven't made before. I've gone from making landscape paintings to paper cutouts, to collages, and to lots of different things as well that I've got scattered about in my studio. Recently I've been doing quite a lot of mixed media stuff, and I've also been doing some layered tracing paper drawings as well. So when we're coming back to art, think of it as a reaffirmation that yes, this is something that you want to do, and use it as an opportunity to change, to adapt your style, and to change as an artist, because change is usually for the best. So make sure you download that free resource, which will help you come back to your art after a break. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos.